Laudetur Jesus Christus. Previously I have spoken about the distinction between the indicative and the subjunctive mood. And we have seen some examples. For example, I see my friend, which is indicative. Video amicum meum, I see. And I come so that I may see my friend. Venio ut videam amicum meum. So the distinction between video and videam is the difference between the indicative mood and the subjunctive mood. The indicative points out an action actually happening, and the subjunctive describes an action that can potentially happen. So again, the difference is between indicative, present tense, video, vides, videt, videmus, videtis, vident, and the subjunctive, videam, videas, videat, videamus, videatis, videant, that I may see, you may see, he may see, and so on. Another distinction, which I covered a few segments ago, is the difference between active and passive verbs. I see is an active verb because I am doing something. I am doing the looking. I see. I am seen is a passive verb because I'm not doing anything. I'm just seen. So I'm passive. I'm not active. So the distinction between active and passive in Latin is again identified by its proper personal endings. Video is active and videor is passive. You may recall the personal endings for the active are o, s, t, mustis, ant, video, vides, videt, videmus, videtis, vident, and for the passive it's videor, videris, videtur, videmur, videmini, videntur, ristur, mur, mini, entur. Now going back to the distinction between the indicative and the subjunctive. The example that I provided, both for the indicative and the subjunctive, were active. I see my friend, and I come so that I may see my friend. In both cases, we are dealing with an active verb. We can, however, have a subjunctive also for the passive. So I can have I am seen by my friend, passive, and I come so that I may be seen by my friend, passive, subjunctive. So again, the two distinctions have to be understood together. There is a distinction between active and passive, and another distinction between indicative and conjunctive. We covered the indicative and the conjunctive in the active form. I see video, and I come so that I may see venio ut videam. So the active is video, vides, videt, videmus, videtis, vident. And the subjunctive of the active is videam, videas, videat, videamus, videatis, videant. And the passive in present tense, the indicative is videor, videris, videtur, videmur, videmini, videntur. And the corresponding subjunctive of the passive is videar, videaris, videatur, videamur, videamini, videantur. And it is easy to see that the pattern is very similar in both the active and the passive, because the endings are ris, tur, mini, entur, mur, mini, entur, The only difference is that we precede them with the letter A. So videar, videaris, videatur, videamur, videamini, videantur are the passive subjunctive. Let's make up an example to distinguish the two modes, the indicative mode and the subjunctive mode, in the passive form. I could say, I am seen by my friend. Videor ab amico meo. And I come so that I may be seen by my friend. Venio ut videar ab amico meo. So you see the difference between the previous example where we had video amicum meum and venio ut videam amicum meum. I see my friend and I come so that I may see my friend. And the passive is videor ab amico meo. I am seen by my friend. And venio ut videar ab amico meo. I come so that I may be seen by my friend. At the end of the previous segment, we were looking at a little table where I had the 4 verbs that I have been covering to show examples for various endings. And there we had the present tense conjugation of the indicative of laudo, laudas, laudat, laudamus, laudatis, laudant, video, vides, videt, videmus, videtis, vident, dico, dicis, dicit, dicimus, dicitis, dicunt, and audio, audis, audit, audimus, auditis, audiunt. I had those on the top. And on the bottom, we had the subjunctive mode for all 4 of those, which was laudem, laudes, laudet, laudemus, laudetis, laudent, videam, videas, videat, videamus, videatis, videant, dicam, dicas, dicat, dicamus, dicatis, dicant, and audiam, audias, audiat, audiamus, audiatis, audiant. All of that is in the active mode. And we could present another table with all 4 of these verbs being presented in the passive mode. So the indicative passive would be laudor, laudaris, laudatur, laudamur, laudamini, laudantur, videor, videris, videtur, videmur, videmini, videntur, dicor, diceris, dicitur, dicimur, dicimini, dicuntur, and audior, audiris, auditur, audimur, audimini, audiuntur. And the corresponding subjunctives will be lauder, lauderis, laudetur, laudemur, laudemini, laudentur, and videor, videar, videaris, videatur, videamur, videamini, videantur, dicar, dicaris, dicatur, dicamur, dicamini, dicantur, and audiar, audiaris, audiatur, audiamur, audiamini, audiantur, so that I may be heard, so that you may be heard, so that he or she may be heard, so that we may be heard, and so on. And so these 2 distinctions have to be somehow absorbed and sorted out. Notice how much depends in Latin on the endings, on the personal endings of the verbs. Everything is expressed that way. And some people might deceive themselves to think that they can somehow learn Latin without fully mastering these differences, because they might think that, all right, I will read a Latin text and something will look familiar and I will understand it. But you see how much difference there is between video, videor, videam, and videar. Video is I see. Videor is I am seen. Videam is I may see. And videar is I may be seen. So this needs to be understood very well. And in order to provide some real examples, I have some sentences here that I would like to go over. The first one is taken from the Gospel of St. Matthew, and it states the following: Amant in angulis platearum stantes orare ut videantur ab hominibus. They love standing on street corners, amant in angulis platearum stantes, standing, orare, to pray, ut, so that, or in order that, videantur, that they may be seen by men, ab hominibus. Another example is from the same Gospel. Omnia vero opera sua, truly all their deeds, they do, faciunt, ut, so that, videantur ab hominibus, so that they may be seen by men. Omnia vero opera sua faciunt, ut videantur ab hominibus. Another example is cum jejunus, when you fast, cum jejunus, unge caput tuum, anoint your head, et faciem tuam lava, and wash your face, ne videaris, so that you may not appear to be fasting, ne videaris jejunans, cum jejunus unge caput tuum et faciem tuam lava, ne videaris hominibus jejunans. Another sample sentence: amica mea, my friend, utitur, she uses, calceamentis altiusculis, slightly higher heels, ut, so that, procerior videatur, so that she may appear, videatur, procerior, somewhat taller. So my friend uses higher heels so that she may seem to be taller. Amica mea utitur calceamentis altiusculis ut procerior videatur. So we have covered in present tense various forms, and the main lesson today is the two distinctions, one between active and passive verbs, and the other distinction between the indicative and the subjunctive verbs. Hopefully we can spend more time on this because it is somewhat technical, and without sufficient examples it may appear to be somewhat tedious. But it's good not to lose courage, because with practice and with exposure to various texts, this becomes very routine and very easy to sort out and to understand. That being said, valeatis quam optime.